for 25 years. Your home for Minnesota Twins baseball.
The weather has been beautiful for this weekend series with Toronto at Target Field, but so far the results have been anything but beautiful. The Twins try to avoid their 10th consecutive loss at home in a series sweep by the Blue Jays this afternoon here on Fox Sports North. We welcome you to Twins baseball. Ron Coomer, Brian Dozier probably felt a little out of place at second base when the season started. He's adapted in the field, and he's also very comfortable at the plate as one of Major League Baseball's leaders in extra base hits.
Well, when you talk about solidifying certain positions going into the season, it was a big question mark what Dozier was going to do, making a position change. Obviously, offensively, it sure didn't hurt him at all. 51 extra base hits, only a couple guys in the league with better numbers. But to me, he's really done two things. One, right now he's hitting third in the lineup, but you see the power numbers. You see 8 home runs since August 1st. You see the 23 RBIs in 275. Average is climbing as the season's moving on, and that's with the league understanding what he's trying to do. To me, you talk about a guy that solidified a position this season, Brian Dozier's one of your guys.
17 home runs, a franchise single-season record for a second baseman. Up next, Dick and Bert turn your attention to the southpaw from Saskatchewan. Andrew Albers will have the eyes of the entire Maple Leaf Nation on him today. The series finale, Twins in Toronto, on Fox Sports North.
Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
The Twins will hope to avoid a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Toronto Blue Jays. The Twins and Blue Jays meet for the final time this year at Target Field. And it will be Saskatchewan native Andrew Albers pitching against Canada's team, his first time against the Toronto Blue Jays. And he's hoping to reverse a trend. His first couple of starts obviously very impressive. The last few, not so much. And good Sunday afternoon from Target Field. Dick and Bert with you for the final game. Yeah, the Twins are hoping to avoid a sweep, and Andrew Albers hoping to rediscover whatever was working for him in his first two starts.
Well, when he made his Major League debut, what an appearance that was against the Kansas City Royals in Kansas City, 8 1/3 innings. Then he followed up with a shutout. So Albers' first 17 1/3 innings, he was hitting his spots. You can see Chris Herman, his catcher, where he moved, that's where the ball was. But as of late, Albers, especially in that Houston game, left some balls out over the plate, not hitting the glove like he did in his first two starts. So his goal here, hey, Chris Herman's behind the plate, find that glove, find the location. He's not going to overpower anybody, so he's got to hit his spots.
Unfortunately, the 2013 season may show a repeat of what happened last year when the Twins actually played better baseball on the road than they have at home.
Yeah, for some reason, the Twins have not played very well here at Target Field. Over the last 10 ball games, they are 1-9, and on the road over the last 10, 6-4. Could it be the lack of run support? To me, it's a lack of starting pitching. You have to go out there and put some zeros on the board early, something that the first two pitchers in this series was unable to do.
8 times this year, the Twins have been swept in a series of 3 games or longer. They'll hope to avoid that sweep here today and hope that Andrew Albers can pitch them into the win column.
It's one of the longest homestands of the year. Actually, it is the longest. 10 games with the makeup game tomorrow. And the Twins need to be careful here because that's supposed to be a good thing when you have a nice long homestand. And the Twins come into this game with a 9-game home losing streak.
Yeah, the fans are still coming out in flocks, but the Twins need to play a little bit better baseball. John Gibbons right there, his 6th season. First year coming back as a manager. You can see his overall record.
And now you're seeing his Menards batting order. Jose Reyes, Rajai Davis, Brett Lowry, Adam Lynn, Mark DeRosa, Moises Sierra, J.P. Arancibia, Ryan Goins, and Kevin Pillar.
Well, the big word for Andrew Albers here this afternoon is a couple things. First one, regroup. Regroup coming off a poor outing in Houston. Even though the Twins came back and won that ball game against the Astros, Albers unable to get through the 2nd inning. Making his 7th career start, his first against the Toronto Blue Jays. And there's going to be a lot of butterflies in this young man here today, of course, from Saskatchewan, Canada. When they announced his name, there are a lot of Blue Jay fans here, a lot of fans from Canada. There are actually a lot of them standing up and applauding Albers for being a Canadian pitcher, now pitching in the major leagues.
Saskatchewan Rough Rider t-shirts here, a CFL fixture for many years. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Oswaldo Arcia in left, Alex Presley in center, Clete Thomas in right. Left side of the infield, Trevor Plouffe, Pedro Florimon. Right side, Brian Dozier, Chris Colabello. And has been the case throughout Albers' tenure in the big leagues, Chris Herman behind the plate.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Albers pitched for the Canadian national team. They won the 2011 Baseball World Cup. This year in the WBC. He was on the WBC Canadian team. So he got to pitch a couple innings against Mexico.
It'll be Reyes, Davis, and Lowry in the Toronto first. Last night, the Blue Jays ambushed Kevin Correa, and that's kind of what happened to Albers in his last start against the Astros. There's strike 1. Albers against Houston gave up 5 hits in the first 6 at-bats, and the Astros scored 3 in the first. And the 2nd inning didn't start off much better. 4 hits in the first 6 at-bats of the 2nd inning, and quickly it was 5-0, and he was out of the ball game.
Yeah, if you've not seen Albers pitch before, he's a guy that doesn't pitch out of the windup. He's always in that stretch position as he gets ready to get the sign from Chris Herman. Yeah, the opponents so far this year, opponents have scored 105 runs in the 1st inning against the Twins, where the Twins have scored only 63. So that 1st inning, you want to put a 0 on the board. That's Albers' goal right here.
2-1 to Reyes. Now 3-1. Albers, when he was first brought up in his first 2 starts, attacked. Strike 1, then strike 2. And a couple of very effective starts against Kansas City and Cleveland. And now 3-2.
Well, walks have not really been an issue. Only 3 walks in 38 2/3 innings for Albers coming into this start, his 7th major league start. 15 strikeouts, so he's a guy that makes the opponent put the ball in play, rely on his defense.
Florimon's got to hurry. Good play, 1 away. A much better start already for Albers. 1 down. A 1-day respite from a late summer heat wave. It's been hot here Friday night and last night. It's supposed to be a high of 96 tomorrow, but today, my goodness, forget September, it almost feels like October here.
Beautiful day here. A little overcast, but a beautiful day.
1 down, and that'll bring up Rajai Davis. Albers, because of his short and ineffective start against Houston, saw his earned run average jump by more than a full run. Up and away, ball 1. You talked about butterflies. Well, he didn't really show any in his major league debut. In his first home start.
Well, you may not show it, but I guarantee you his stomach is turning. and you know what? I pitched for 23 years, and if you don't have butterflies going into a ball game, whether it's your major league debut or your last major league start, you shouldn't be out there. You're going to be nervous. You don't. Anticipation is the key to what you're going through. You have 4 or 5 days, and Albers, of course, did not pitch good in his last start. Has time. This is his 6th day, so he's had time to reflect on that poor start, throw it out the window, and start new right here.
1-2 to Davis. And swing got him, 2 down.
A good fastball right there. And then you know, the clock or the radar gun's not going to go into the 90s. It's going to be in the upper 80s. But you know, he's sneaky fast. His delivery a little herky-jerky, but then there's that high fastball. Davis unable to hold up, and Albers picks up a strikeout.
Brett Lowry will hit. Lowry hit a first-inning home run last night. Strike on the outside corner.
Good pitch right there. You want to see what that home plate umpire will give you, and that looked like it was a little bit out over the plate, but DJ Rayburn giving him that pitch down and away. That, to me, still is the best pitch in baseball. Fastball down and away to a right-handed hitter, and opposite to a left-handed hitter, down and away.
DJ Rayburn behind the plate. Laz Diaz at first. Mark Wegner at second. Corey Blazer at third. 1-1 to Lowry.
See, that's the pitch right there you have to control. And another very good pitch for Albers. So he's hitting his spots here early. Down and away. Watch Herman's glove right there. Put the glove down, hit the glove. Now if you go in, go way in.
Rocketed. Foul.
Well, Albers is a pitcher that has to pitch back and forth, change speeds. And if you're going to go in on this guy that struck out a couple times inside, Lowry did, you have to make sure you get that ball inside. He does have power to hit it out.
Fisted foul. Talked about it during his first 2 starts when he pitches effectively, and he obviously did in his first 2 starts, just give up a run. He's the type of pitcher that makes it look easy. He just changes speeds. If the last pitch was 87, the next one will be 83 or 76. But you won't see consecutive pitches with anything close to the same velocity.
Yeah, add and subtract. That's what Albers is all about.
1-2 to Lowry. Pitch number 16 of the first inning. Back to Albers, and it's a good clean 1-2-3 first inning. Had a lead in this series. They'll have an opportunity to do that here in the bottom of the first with this Menards batting order. Alex Presley followed by Chris Herman, Brian Dozier, Oswaldo Arcia, Ryan Doman, Trevor Plouffe, Chris Colapello, Clete Thomas, and Pedro Florimon.
And there's Mel Rogers on the mound. For Rogers making his 17th start, his 41st appearance. He started the season in the bullpen, then in late May was put into that starting rotation, making his first career start against the Twins. But Twins have seen him a little bit between the Colorado Rockies and the Cleveland Indians. His last start, outstanding. Only allowed 1 hit in 6 1/3 innings, 11 ground ball outs. So when he's on, he's going to get a lot of ground ball outs.
Alex Presley hit the ball hard 5 times last night. And he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Presley, Herman, and Dozier in the first. And now 1-1.
Well, Presley doing a good job as that leadoff spot so far. He's hit 5 of the 6 games so far.
Fouled back. And Alex Presley had a couple of line drives caught to start his ball game, but then ended up with a couple of hits.
Yeah, both Sierra and Goes made some great catches off of him in his first 2 at-bats, but then his 3rd and 4th at-bats had base hits.
1-2 to Presley.
10 hits and 28 at-bats for Presley with a couple doubles and a home run.
Last time up, hit the ball hard off the glove of Adam Lynn, the first baseman. Tap to third. Lowry has it. Bunny hop and a throw across, 1 down. Now the Northland Ford defense for the Toronto Blue Jays. Early on when it mattered, the outfield made some nice catches. Sierra back out there in right. Rajay Davis in center. Kevin Pillar in left. Lowry, Reyes, Goins, DeRosa, the infielders. And Aaron Sebia back behind the plate. DeRosa, usually have seen him in the middle infield, maybe at third base, but now he gets a start at first base. 1 down. Here's Chris Herman. And there is ball 1. Herman has done the catching for Albers all the way through. Osmeal Pinto caught 3 games in a row. Here's a fly ball to center. That's going to chase Davis back to the warning track. Out number 2. Pretty well hit ball for Herman. Mentioned in the open, the Twins have been swept a lot. 6 times in a 3-game series. 3 times by Kansas City. And the Blue Jays have swept 1 series on the road this season, and it was in Arlington, Texas, back in the middle of June.
Yeah, you know, Jays are kind of having a frustrating same season that the Twins have had. Jays at 66 and 76 on the year. And they find themselves in last place in the American League Eastern Division, 20 games behind the Boston Red Sox.
Strike 1 to Dozier. And spun foul, 2 strikes.
Now, one thing the Jays have done, they've won 9 of their last 12 ball games, and the pitchers have been outstanding. The starters for the Blue Jays over the last 12 ball games are combined 9-2 with a 2.70 ERA.
High and tight.
And I think we've talked that throughout the summer, Dick, that if you do not get good quality starting pitching, it's tough to win ball games. Larry Dickey right there along with the pitching coach.
And for whatever reason, the Twins are getting better starting pitching on the road than they are at home. This, by every definition, is a good pitcher's ballpark. The ball doesn't carry as well here as it does in most ballparks. Two and 2 to Dozier. Rolled to Lowry. And 11 pitches and a 1-2-3 bottom of the first.
and the Twins. Andrew Albers comes off a very rough start in Houston. I asked Ron Gardner earlier today about that start and what he needs to change tonight against Toronto, and he said it's got to be location. It specifically, guys, has to be that first pitch. When you don't break 90, Gardy says you've got to be good low and outside. You've got to get ahead in the count. He did that in the first inning. We'll see if that trend continues.
Well, so far so good. 4 batters. They've been able to get strike 1 on 3 of the 4.
And Lynn takes a strike down and away at the knees. 0-1 to Lynn, who drove in 6 with a pair of 3-run home runs last night. Ooh, same spot, didn't get the call. 1-1. Lynn, DeRosa, and Sierra here in the second inning for Toronto. Breaking ball missing, 2-1.
Yeah, that breaking ball at 72 miles an hour. We have seen that slower curveball at times in the 60s. So it does a good job of adding and subtracting. But again, key, the fastball, location of the fastball.
2-1. Foul. And it's 2-2.
Well, in the first inning off of Kevin Correa, he got a little cutter right there, and Lind put the Blue Jays on the board with a 3-run home run. And then later in the game against Thielbar, another 3-run home run. That coming in the 9th inning.
And the breaking ball spun foul over the screen. Still 2-2. Albers, of course, spent most of the year in Rochester. The Red Wings playing this afternoon Pawtucket in the final game of a 5-game playoff series.
Well, Pawtucket right now in the top of the 6th inning, up over Rochester 3-0.
2-2. Now full count with DeRosa to follow.
Yeah, Lynn, one of the veterans for the Toronto Blue Jays, his 8th major league season with the Blue Jays. Came up in 2006.
Bouncer to second. Lind gingerly jogs to first. 1 down. 1 down. Ron Coomer. Andrew Albers isn't going to blow anybody away with a fastball. He's got decent enough stuff. He spins the ball up there. The key to him seems to be changing speeds.
Well, I think changing speeds, and what Bert was talking about is exactly right. But even to take that a step further as a hitter, I think the real slow pitch, the slow curveball, is something at times he's gotten away from. And that is the pitch that I really think separates him from a guy throwing that doesn't have the good fastball to somebody who is really leaving, an impression on a hitter of something you've got to look for. And I think that is going to be a pitch that's very important for him to keep in his repertoire throughout the ball game, not just showing it once in a while.
Yeah, one thing Albert's able to do, and I wish all the starters would do this, is attack early. The first 3 innings so important, put some zeros on the board, but that's when you really have your best stuff, your overpowering stuff. If you have a overpowering fastball, you have to be more aggressive early in the ball game.
Dumped behind first, and then it'll land safely. DeRosa aboard with a flare and a 1-out single. And
the biggest thing for me is when you attack early is that you keep that pitch count between the 30s and 40s after 3 innings. Well, so many times we have seen the Twins starters throwing 50, sometimes more pitches in the first 3 innings. That's why they can only go 5 or 6 innings. You have to attack early.
Yeah, to me with Albers, Bert, he really, other than the one start that he had that was bad, he's been able to do that and throw strikes early in the count. I thought just for the last start was the only start that I've seen him where his location wasn't very good. So hopefully today that location with all of his speeds will be good.
Well, he's faced 6 batters now. He's been able to get strike 1 on 5 of the 6. Not much you could do about DeRosa's little flare in the right field. The ball was just up. Now you hopefully get a ground ball double play, and Albers has been able to get 5 of them so far in his first 6 starts.
Strike 1 to Sierra. Chases a high fastball. Strike 2.
Sneaky fast. I guess that's what you would call it, right, Ron?
I agree. Well, first of all, from throwing from the stretch the whole time, that's different than what you're accustomed to seeing. But the other thing is I really feel like he hides the ball, and he has great arm action with his fastball. So his fastball comes out, and it just kind of pops at you. And that's also why I think his changeup and slow curveball are effective.
Another flare, short right. Dozier looks like he's got this one covered. Makes the catch out number 2.
That's an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and that ball jumped on Sierra, who really did a good job last night covering good, hard fastballs. So that'll let you know how Albers is throwing.
Well, a little herky-jerky, funky type of delivery, kind of a short armor right there, just releases that ball, and the follow through. You can see the arm whip through behind him.
Catcher J.P. Arancibia hitting with 2 gone in the second inning. There's the outside corner again.
And another strike one. Let's take a look as if you're a hitter, what you see. See, keeps that shoulder in nicely, and then all of a sudden there comes that baseball. And when I say shoulder, I'm talking about his right shoulder.
Foul back.
I'm sure I did not see the game in Houston, but I'm sure a lot of times you open up with that right shoulder, and all of a sudden your arm becomes almost, you drag a little bit, and that you can't create any type of angle if you open up that right shoulder. So keeping that right shoulder in for a left-handed pitcher, very, very important. Now they're going to go inside, get it in there, and a good miss.
1-2. Well, when Albers made his last start, it was an ambush in every sense of the word. He faced 14 batters, gave up 9 hits, and threw only 46 pitches. The Astro hitters were figuring, look, we're going to get a strike. Let's hope we get a good one and take a hack at it. Arancibia swings through, strike 3, and a couple of scoreless innings for Albers here at Target Field. Twins can get the first run of the game here in the second. You can vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. Arcia, Doman, and Plouffe facing Rogers in the second. Strike on the outside corner. Arcia hitting cleanup. Josh Willingham getting the starting lineup off. Twins have a bench of Willingham, Bernier, Mastroianni, and Pinto. Down and away, 1-1. Twins look ahead to 2014 after 3 more weeks of baseball here. It's punched to left. Pilar with a catch, 1 away. I'll bring up Domet. The Sports and Highlights show you've been waiting for is here. Fox Sports Live, as Jay Onright and Dan O'Toole are joined by Donovan McNabb, Kerry Pete, Andy Roddick, Carissa Thompson to bring you everything you need to know about the world of sports. Fox Sports Live airs nightly on Fox Sports 1. Ryan Domet, the designated hitter. Strike 1.
Well, the Blue Jays looking for starters, and Rogers getting the opportunity to be in that starting rotation where he was with the Colorado Rockies, kind of a spot starter.
Grounded to the right side, right into the shift. Goins was playing in short right field, 2 down.
Well, the big shift where the shortstop kind of goes up the middle, and you know, when you're Ryan Domet, you're going to get a lot of this. You can see where the second baseman is right there. Goins. And he throws out Domet from short right field.
2 down and Trevor Plouffe. And a first pitch strike.
Plouffe picking up that average over his last 19 games, hitting .324 with 10 extra base hits.
There's another base hit. Sharp single to center. First Twins hit of the ball game. And Plouffe's aboard with 2 out.
I think one thing we've seen from Trevor Plouffe over the last month or so is he's starting to use the whole field rather than trying to pull everything. Right here, that ball away, a little breaking ball, stayed up, didn't try to, you know, pull that ball down the left field line, just took it right back up the middle. Good hitting right here by Plouffe. Stayed back nicely, used his strong hands, and lined it into center field.
Chris Colabello will hit. Colabello getting a chance to play every day at first base after the trade of Justin Morneau, in part because there are no other options on this Twins team right now. The Twins still playing with a 26-man roster down and away ball 1. Blue Jays have 33 players here. When Oakland comes to town after the makeup game tomorrow, they've got a 36-man roster, the A's do. A little more understandable for them. They're in contention, obviously, in their division and in the wild card race. Missing inside, it's 2-0.
Guys, you were talking about the last at bat with Plouffe and him shooting that ball back through the middle. That's the one pitch so far at field level. The one thing that's impressive about Rogers, Burton, you talked about, is the tilt of his fastball and breaking balls going down. The only pitch that's been flat is the pitch Plouffe hit back through the middle.
Yeah, at 6'1", he's not the 6'6" like Pelfrey is, or Happ that pitched last night that are 6'6". But you know, for somebody, it doesn't matter the size. It's a matter of staying back and creating that downward angle. Albers does the same thing. Rogers throwing a little bit harder in the low 90s.
2-1.
There.
Crack foul. We have precipitation falling on our Minnesota Twins, I think, for the first time since the All-Star break. We haven't had any weather at all. This is just supposed to be a light rain shower, nothing serious. But as much as the weather was an issue in the first weeks of the season, I don't believe we've had any precipitation at all, home or on the road, in a long time. 2-2 to Colabello. Grounded sharply, backhanded by Reyes. Force play at second, inning ends. On to the third, no score here in Minneapolis. inning, and Ryan Goins will lead things off. Twins front end of a 10-game homestand. Then they go on the road for 7, finish the season with a 7-game homestand. And Andrew Albers doing what you'd want your starting pitcher to do. He's put some zeros up on the board. Hopes to keep rolling here. Goins at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
And again, strike 1. 8 batters, 7 first pitch strikes for Albers.
Seen a lot of Blue Jay hitters take strike 1. Goins went after it there. Will be followed by Pilar and Reyes. Fouled away, 2 strikes.
Well, Goins in his rookie season for the Blue Jays. Their number 4 pick back in 2009 out of Dallas Baptist University. Grew up in Round Rock, Texas.
Hearing John Gibbons talk, it's as he talks about Goins, it's kind of what the Twins have gone through with Brian Dozier. They were unsure what Goins was going to bring to the team, but they're beginning to believe he might be their answer at second base. This one lifted to right center field. Thomas over for to catch one away.
There's one of those slow curveballs that Ron Kuma was talking about. That was clocked here at 66 miles an hour, and that created Goins to wait back and then just get that fly ball out.
Yeah, you see the swing by Goins, and that way out in front, and even though the location, it was still thigh high. It was the speed is what got him, Bert. And I think what you said in the first inning about how Albers will get guys out, I think the back and forth of speed is the most important thing for him.
Driven deep to the right field corner, but it'll twist foul.
And another first pitch strike. Even though they are swinging at the first pitch, make a good pitch. If you're going to throw strike 1, like, make it down. Keep it down in the strike zone. Hopefully you get that quick out.
And that's what didn't happen in Houston. He was throwing first pitch strikes, but they were slashing it all over the ballpark.
Well, you know what? Throughout a major league season, in today's game, you're going to start between 30 and 33 starts. There's going to be 5 times you're going to get your butt kicked. And there's going to be 5 times that everything's going to go your way, like Albers when he pitched a 2-hit shutout.
That came up on Plouffe and skipped by him. Could be a base hit.
It's the other 20 to 23 starts that are going to either make or break your season. The ball kind of took a funny hop over the glove of Plouffe. Take a look, Pilar right here hitting that ball, and that hop right there came up on Plouffe.
Should be a base hit with 1 out in the 3rd. That'll bring up Reyes with a man aboard. Reyes bounced to short his first time up. Down and in, ball 1.
This is a guy that the Blue Jays were really relying on being the shortstop. And they get Plouffe an error on that. I don't believe that should have been an error.
I would agree with you. I would have given him a base hit.
Well, I was saying Reyes has really been missed. This is only his 75th game, and for the Toronto Blue Jays, this is their 143rd on the year. 10th game into the season, they're expecting Reyes to have a consistent year. He ended up spraining that left ankle and missed a couple months.
Taken for ball 2.
He's a good player. 4-time All-Star. Reyes, career .291 hitter. And a good hitter this year from both sides of the plate. Comes into today's play hitting .294 as a right-handed hitter and .298 as a left-handed hitter.
Fastball missing inside. 3-0.
Guys, I think when you look at certain players in the league and their impact they make on teams, this is one of those impact guys. When you watch just the game he played yesterday at shortstop, you know, ball hit up the middle, he just flips the ball with the glove to turn a double play. The ball in the hole that Colabello hit, he might be one of the few shortstops that makes that play in the hole and gets it out. He's a game changer when he's healthy.
He's got tremendous speed, over 400 major league stolen bases.
3-1.
So he's your typical leadoff hitter. I mean, this is what you dream of right here is having a guy like Reyes lead off, and that's what the Blue Jays were hoping they would get out of him for 150, 160 games. Coming over from the Miami Marlins.
Driven to the gap in left center field. Presley will see Arcia
get it into second.
Get it into second base. So a single advancing Pilar to third.
I said to get it into second. It looked like Arcia was almost thinking about throwing to third, and that Reyes had already gone about halfway to second. Makes him scoot back. It keeps the double play in order. Fastball up only because he fell behind 3-1. He had to come in with a hittable pitch, and Reyes got the base hit.
Rajai Davis will hit. Struck out his first time up. Albers can use one of those ground balls hit at somebody here. Bert mentioned before 5 ground ball double plays in 6 starts.
It's going to have to be a bang bang double play with Davis. Very quick out of that batter's box.
Pop up, that'll help.
That's even better. Stay in.
Colabello with room. 2 down.
Good pitch right there.
That'll bring up Brett Lowry.
Well, again, you know, these Blue Jays, they see him throwing strike one. He takes a little off, and Davis way out front creates that pop-up. So runners have to hold at first and third.
Here on Friday night, Mike Pelfrey was in this spot in the 3rd inning and was one good pitch away from putting up another 0 after a couple of good innings. And the Blue Jays got a couple of big 2-out hits. They put together a 5-run 3rd inning.
Yeah, it was Lowry that Pelfrey got the pitch prior. He threw a good sinker down and in and wanted to go back in there again, left it up, and then Lowry got the 2-run single up the middle.
1 strike to Lowry. And now 2 strikes.
I've seen a lot of those swings from Blue Jay hitters on fastballs that are 86, 87, 88, and they're behind because Albers is making a good spot, good pitch with the location, but they're really looking off speed is what it seems like from here, and they're really tardy on the fastball.
Well, like heading the count right here, you want to make a good pitch. Do not make a mistake here.
2 strikes to Brett Lowry. It's a nice block by Herman. A slow breaking ball, which has been an effective 2-strike pitch for Albers, but he threw it in the dirt.
Nice to know that your catcher, you know, you have to have confidence in your catcher if you're going to bounce the ball like this, that he's going to knock it down, and he did that. Good job by Herman, utilizing the chest protector, his glove, to keep it in front of him, and keeps Reyes at first base. So far you see the different speed ranges from 89 to 67.
As you can see, this will be pitch number 49. Albers hoping it's the last pitch he throws in the 3rd inning. Dozier. What a catch by Dozier!
Wow! Timed his leap perfectly.
He picked it off at the peak of his leap to end the inning.
some consideration for the Gold Glove this year.
I tell you what, he leaped up as high as he could, and right, like you mentioned, Dick, right at the tip of that leap, he was able to get it in the glove. Great defensive catch by Dozier.
Clete Thomas takes a strike many times. What happens after a great play like that? The lineup gets energized and the team comes up with a good inning offensively.
Yeah, look at that. Only 4 errors and a lot of double plays, part of double plays. 101.
2 strikes to Thomas. He'll be followed by Florimone and Presley. Twins have been swept 6 times in 3-game series already this year. Thomas takes a call, 3rd strike, 1 away. 3 times by the Royals, once by the Mets, once by the Red Sox, and once by Atlanta. Now's as good a time as any to bring a group together and head down to Target Field. It could be a business group, a church group, a school group, or just a big cluster of your friends and relatives. Visit twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS with a lot of home baseball yet to be played.
Rogers picking up his first strikeout. A call 3rd strike with Clete Thomas.
1-0 to Florimone. Dumped to left. Pilar with the catch, 2 away. In addition to all the 3-game sweeps, the Twins have been swept in a 4-game series twice, and they were all in a week and a half. The Yankees here and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, remember, Dick, I said earlier in the ball game, your first 3 innings so important. Keep that pitch count down. Look at the pitch count for Rogers. 2 outs here in the 3rd inning on 28 pitches.
Yeah.
That's how you get deep into the ball game.
Presley with a ground ball to 3rd to start the ball game for the Twins. Ball 1. Blue Jays picking up a good right arm in Esmil Rogers from the Indians. The price maybe a little bit steeper than they thought at the time. 2-0. Mike Avila's a utility guy, a veteran hitter. And Yan Gomes, it looks like he's going to be the Cleveland catcher in the foreseeable future. Gomes good behind the plate. He's been hitting well this year.
Well, Avila's a very, very steady utility player.
There's a strike, 2-1. A little rain shower has stopped.
Now, Rogers making his 39th career start, his 155th career appearance. 15 wins, 19 losses in his career.
Check swing, 3-1. Herman on deck.
High ERA at 5.55. As a starter, he's 9-13, and as a reliever, he is 6-6.
And a walk puts Presley aboard. Second inning in a row where the Twins have put a runner at first with 2 away. Presley comes to the Twins. He has some speed and some base stealing ability, but we haven't seen that ability yet. He's been thrown out on all 3 stolen base attempts, including the other night here. Thrown out at second to end the ball game.
Yeah, in the minor leagues for Presley, we have to look at those numbers. 102 stolen bases in 8 seasons in the Pirate organization. And Rogers has allowed 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. Aaron Sevilla has had a little trouble throwing the ball to second, but he did throw out Presley here the other night.
Herman takes up and away, ball 1. Herman with a fly ball to center his first time up. On one hop to Goins. Inning over. 3 in the books. 3 scoreless innings here at Target Field.
pitcher doing? Gotta love it. 3 shutout innings for both starters. Albers 3 shutout innings. Only a couple hits allowed. Great defense by Dozier right there. Got him out of the jam last inning. And Rogers for the Toronto Blue Jays, 3 shutout innings.
It'll be Adam Lynn, Mark DeRosa, and Moises Sierra in the 4th inning. Slow breaking ball popped up to left. Arcia squeezes it, 1 away.
And a first pitch out. Gotta love that.
That's what we saw a lot of. Once it was established in his early starts that he was a strike thrower, was going to go get ahead, strike 1, strike 2. We saw a lot of single-digit pitch innings, which allowed him to pitch into the 9th inning in each of his first 2 starts. In the second case, he actually completed 9. And he remains to this day, the Twins with 140 games played. He's the only Twin starter to throw a pitch in the 9th inning this year.
Yeah, you know, in that ball game against the Indians here, the Twins won 3-0. He threw 102 pitches. He faced 29 batters, got strike 1 on 23 of the 29.
Of course, he would need to pitch effectively, but he's of great interest to the Twins now because he's left-handed, and there is a shortage of left-handed pitching at the upper levels of this organization. Twins have Scott Diamond, and it looks like Diamond has corrected whatever issues he had up here. He's pitched very well over the last 5-6 starts for AAA, and if Pawtucket finishes the Rochester season, we'll see Diamond in the rotation here in the final weeks. But you've got Diamond who could start, you've got Albers who can start, and then there's really not much in terms of starting candidacy in the system from the left side. 2-2 to DeRosa. Behind second base, and Florimon has it go off his glove. DeRosa has his second bloop hit.
Yeah, both of them bloops. One down the right field line. This one here looked like he broke his bat, a jammer. And Florimon ran out and just missed it. Watch this pitch right here, middle in. Gross opened up, but hits it softly, and Florimon had it in his glove and dropped out.
Runner at first, 1 away, and here's Moises Sierra. Breaking ball blocked by Herman again.
Yeah, another good block by Herman. $15 batters face for Albers. 12 first pitch strikes.
Fouled away. 1-1.
Albers getting the call up. Made his major league debut for the Twins on August 6th down in AAA. Rochester, 22 starts, 11 wins, ERA under 3.
At the knees, a strike 1 and 2. Slow breaking ball, missing 2 and 2. Last meeting of the year between the Twins and the Jays. The Twins won once in Toronto. So Toronto leading 4-1 in the season series.
Yeah, that was a game that Mike Pelfrey shut out the Toronto Blue Jays. Beat R.A. Dickey 6-0.
88-mile-per-hour fastball up and in, and it's a full count.
And that's a great fastball. Bert, you were talking about pitches and pitching with a purpose. That fastball is in a perfect location right underneath Sierra's hands. He can come back in again to try to get the out, or throw something slow. Either spot here would work.
Let's see if DeRosa is asked to take off here on a 3-2 pitch. He stays.
Pop-up playable for Plouffe in foul ground.
Yeah, looked like he went right back inside and kind of jammed again. Another hitter for the Blue Jays.
Set your compass due north Thursday nights on Fox Sports North. Join hosts Bill Shirk and Laura Schara as they take a look at the stories and adventures of outdoor enthusiasts in the upper Midwest. Due North Outdoors Thursday at 6:30 only on Fox Sports North. Time of the year when outdoorsmen start thinking about hunting season. In the case of some of my neighbors, Saturday morning the Metro goose hunt served as my wake-up call yesterday morning. Swing and a miss by Aaron Sevilla.
You have geese in your neighborhood?
Yes. Well, not as many as there were a few days ago. Nothing like the waking up to the sound of shotgun fire around 6:37 in the morning.
I was thinking more like noon.
Up right side, Colabello at the railing, watches it go about 5 rows back.
Nice catch. He brought his glove and he needed it.
2 strikes. Albers to Aaron Sevilla.
Colabello could not catch it, but this fan could. Very nice. Used 2 hands.
Aaron Sevilla struck out against Albers in the second. Albers ahead of him 0-2 here.
Herman sitting inside. Whoa, watch out.
1-2.
Let's see if they go back in again right here. See if Albers wants to make the adjustment, make sure he gets this ball inside. Here, just trying to overthrow it, and Herman has to leap a little bit to get it. Keeps DeRosa at first. Get it in there now. There you go. Better. Made the adjustment.
And another scoreless inning for Andrew Albers. Link, your link to what's next. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. No score, bottom of the 4th inning. Good start for Andrew Albers, and now Brian Dozier will lead things off. He pops it up near third. It's a foul ball. And Lowry with room. Puts it away, 1 down. And that'll bring up Oswaldo Arcia.
Yeah, Twins with only 1 hit, and that's Trevor Plouffe's single with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Rogers has only thrown 36 pitches.
Took a 2-out walk. Presley did in the third. Arcia with a fly ball to left his first time up. Would love to see Arcia finish strongly here in the power department. Give you some idea how the complexion of this roster looks like it's going to change. One of Arcia's great values to this organization is the fact he's left-handed. This potentially could be a very right-handed team in a very short period of time.
You haven't said that in a long time.
I know. Dribbler to the right side, to his knees. Goins.
Oh, nice.
Got him. Good play by Ryan Goins in short right field.
Roberto Alomar type play right there. Alomar, of course, the Hall of Famer. Made some great plays for the Blue Jays. And you can see Goins having to go to his left, or a Brian Dozier type play.
Seen Dozier do that a lot.
Yep.
Arcia retired, 2 down. Here's Doman. Anyway, we were referencing who might be here in a few years. We've already seen Pinto. Looks like he's an offensive-minded catcher, an effective hitter. He's right-handed. Miguel Sano is right-handed. Byron Buxton's right-handed. And so this team that's been heavily left-handed for a long time might be heavily right-handed in a very short period of time. Strike one. 1-1.
Well, Ryan Doman again up. You can see the shift. And out in short right field is the third baseman, Brett Lowry. He goes over from third to short right field.
And there's, of course, a bunt hit waiting for Doman if he can just push it toward third base. He's tried that in the past.
Well, not with 2 outs.
No, not with 2 outs.
Yeah, but if it's nobody, nobody out, maybe he tries that. But here he'd like to hit one out of the ballpark.
And he's steadily being pitched in the inner half of the plate. So I suppose if you're going to shift a hitter like Doman, you need to pitch into the shift. 2-2. And on the outer half of the plate, a comebacker to the mound and a quick 1, 2, 3, 4 on just 9 pitches.
Duel, and we are standing in the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle. That means 100 scratch-off tickets for a very special birthday girl. It's her first Twins game. It's her 55th birthday. She's with her sister Pam from Perham. Obviously very exciting. What is your favorite part about being here on your 55th?
The great weather, and I had free tickets, and it's great seats.
They are great seats. The only problem with these seats, they're close enough where Bert can throw grapes at us. So we've got our eyes to the right. We're being circled by a Hall of Famer, and we're not being hit by grapes. Look at that guy. There he is right now, looking down the way. We're too far away. Happy birthday, and enjoy the 100 scratch-off tickets from the state lottery.
Happy birthday, young lady.
Well, the Perham area, beautiful. Spent a lot of time in that area around Dent. Up the road a piece from New York Mills, Vergas. A lot of great fishing in those lakes. And Goins leading off the fifth, and a drive to right, a solid single on a 1-0 pitch. And it'll bring up Kevin Pillar. Here's our AT&T Twitter poll. In this series, we're asking you, who is your favorite American League power hitter to watch? Chris Davis of the Orioles, Miguel Cabrera, Edward Encarnacion, who's not in the lineup here today, or Jose Bautista, whose season is done. Here is Pillar, reached on a Trevor Plouffe error his first time up. Plouffe playing back at third, not expecting any possible bunt here. Strike one.
Yeah, Pillar getting some playing time. He started the season in Double-A, moved up to Triple-A, hit .307 in those two divisions this year. Number 32nd pick for the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2011. He's had some good years in the minor leagues, a career .321 hitter in 3 seasons. So he's made the jump pretty quickly.
Fly ball right field. Thomas. One away. It's been a much better start for Andrew Albers here this afternoon.
Well, I think we talk about location, and that's what Albers has been able to do. He and Chris Herman, they're on the same page today because Albers is hitting the spots that Herman's sitting at. Three strikeouts in the ball game for Albers. He's given up 4 hits, all singles.
Reyes with a single and a ground ball to short. Ball one. You're talking about Reyes, he's an impact player. You and Ron Coomer were. Of all the new players brought to Toronto, this was the guy that probably, in the minds of many, made the Blue Jays a potential contender because of his talents and his impact in the lineup. He's very good defensively. He can change the game once he gets on base, and he gets on base a lot.
Yeah, they got a couple pitchers in that trade too. R.A. Dickey coming over from the Mets, but also Mark Burley. He's been very consistent, as he has been his whole career. But the other one, Josh Johnson, has not panned out at all, and he is out for the season.
1-1 to Reyes. But yet, in retrospect, now you look at Toronto's situation, it rarely happens where you bring in a whole bunch of players and it's thought that that team would contend, where it all meshes together. It takes time, and it just so rarely happens that you bring in a lot of talent and immediately it clicks.
Well, they had a lot of injuries early. Lowry started on the disabled list, the third baseman, just 23 years old. He's been on the DL a couple times. And with Lowry and Reyes in a lineup, it's only like the 41st time that they've actually been on the field together.
2-1. Three and one.
Here we go.
Well, this is a count that Reyes worked Albers in his last at bat, and then got a 3-1 fastball and hit it into short left field, left center. Davis on deck.
Deep to left.
No foul.
Down the line. A foul. Just a long strike, right?
That's all it is.
3-2 now. Just like a swing and a miss.
I did that many times when your heart drops a little bit. 3-1 fastball in, and Reyes, who doesn't have a lot of power in his career, hit that ball right down that left field line and just fouled. 9 home runs on the year.
3-2. Throw to first. Well, the Blue Jays have really stumbled as within the division. 23-38 in the American League East, and a really, really tough time against the Yankees. They've got 3 wins and lost 13 times to New York. 3-2 to Jose Reyes. 1 away. Runner at first. Rolled to second. They'll get 1.
Wow.
They'll get 2. Wow. 4-6-3. And instead of a home run, Reyes ramps into an inning-ending double play.
Only the 8th time this year he's hit into a double play.
Is presented by McDonald's. Catch a filet of fish extra value meal today. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By Toyota, let's go places. To find your nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. And by the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. Strike 1 to Trevor Plouffe, leading off the bottom of the 5th. No score here. The Twins with just 1 hit, a Plouffe single in the 2nd.
Yeah, got a slider up from Rogers, hit it back up the middle. Rogers kind of pitching like he did in his last start against the Arizona Diamondbacks, where he gave up only 1 hit in 6 1/3 innings.
Got an umpire that seems to want to call strikes. DJ Rayburn, 0-2 to Plouffe.
Doesn't make him a bad guy. If he calls that a strike, then
I got a problem.
Then he's an outstanding guy.
Can you charge from the camera well? I don't know.
1-2 to Plouffe. Foul back. It'll be Plouffe, Colabello, and Thomas. Twins line up with a lot of inexperienced hitters in it. Unless they're taking on a team like the Astros, they need to pitch low-scoring ball games to have a realistic chance of winning. Twins on the road trip took 2 out of 3 from Texas and played about as good as they've played at any point in the season this year. And then in Houston, they didn't play well at all, but still won 2 out of 3. And that's been the issue for this Twins team all year long. They've been unable to sustain really good play for any length of time at all.
Yeah, all 4 pitches to Trevor Plouffe have been breaking balls. The slider, everything out over the plate.
2-2. Tried to hit the inside corner with a fastball and missed.
That's why I said all 4 pitches were sliders. You would think that they would go back inside, at least to kind of change his eye level a little bit. Now Aaron Sevia sitting away again. And another slider for strike 3. Second strikeout for Rogers. Both of them called third strike. He got Thomas to lead off the third.
With a breaking pitch.
That fastball inside, and looks like it's going inside, then it breaks over the inner part of the plate.
Chris Colabello will hit. He bounced to short his first time up. That is a foul ball. 1 strike. Good crowd given the circumstances. Twins have lost 9 straight at home. Football team is playing, and there are Pepsi fans of the game. A future Twins fan of the game.
Gimme.
High fly to right field. Deep near the pole. Foul. Will, provided he plays for the Twins, we'll see him do that. Miss a ball and lift it down the right field line for a home run. He's got that kind of power. The ball looked like it was hit right off the end of his bat, and it still threatened to hit off the wall or hit the pole.
Now Rogers has allowed 18 home runs on the year.
2 strikes to Colabello. To the screen.
Great pitch count for Rogers. 54 pitches with 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Another 0-2 pitch. Not the pitch he wanted. 94 miles per hour. Center cut over the plate, and he fouled it back.
You can see Rogers by inning. That's what you want to do right there.
Breaking ball got him looking 2 down.
Strikeout number 3.
Bring up Cleet Thomas. If you're looking for something extra special to take home after a game at Target Field, check out the kiosk at the ballpark that's got a vast array of game-used merchandise, from bats to balls to jerseys, all items used in the game here at Target Field. Check it out between gates 29 and 34 out in right field next time you're at a ball game. Too early to do some Christmas shopping out there if you'd like. Thomas takes outside, ball 1. Thomas called out on strikes on a breaking pitch back in the 3rd inning. To center. And Davis has to reach out at the last instant. Hardest hit ball of the afternoon against Esmiel Rogers. It's the 3rd out of the 5th. Brewed Coors Light.
Well, this in the third inning. Runners at first and third, 2 out. And Brian Dozier right there definitely saved a run. Great leaping catch off the bat of Brett Lowry. And for their second baseman, Goings, going deep into the hole between first and second and getting Arcia. That coming a couple innings ago.
Rajay Davis leads off. Squares to bunt. Takes just inside. Ball 1. Davis struck out in the first. Fouled out to Colabello in the third.
Yeah, that was a big out right there with runners at first and third and only 1 out. Davis popped up.
Then Dozier made his catch. Twins came off the field. Top foul into the seats. 1-1. Bat ended up near the Toronto dugout. John Gibbons, the manager, publicly admonished Davis for his base running last night. Gibbons watching Davis take second base when the Twins weren't holding him on in a, what was it, 7-1 ball game at the time.
Yep.
And John Gibbons said that wasn't very smart. That's not how we play the game. There's a pop-up behind second.
Yeah, it's a shame that the Twins didn't react to that a little differently than they did when Davis came up in the 9th inning.
1 down. What would you have them do?
I would have hit Davis. I'm sorry. I would have hit him in the knee.
That doesn't sound like a very sincere apology at all. You said you're sorry, and you.
Certain things, when your manager says that's not a very smart thing to do, you know, the Twins should have taken some action right there and said, no, you know what, we're already down 7-1. Here, you take second base, you know, like that. That's not right. That's not the way the game is played, especially with Colabello not holding him on.
So you'd hit him, but you really wouldn't have been sorry at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right. Lowry with a foul, 1 strike.
Well, Casey Fiend had that opportunity, and Davis ended up getting an infield base hit, which even puts, you know, that the situation makes it uglier.
2 strikes to Lowry. Lowry, you hit the line drive that was intercepted by Dozier. High and tight. 1-2.
So far, Albers has done his job. 81 pitches, throwing strikes, 55 strikes.
And another one fouled over the Twins dugout.
Lowry react right there like he knew he missed his pitch, but great job of adding and subtracting. And we haven't seen that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't know if he has one. You know, it's been 88, 89, and then take something off.
Slow breaking ball gets a swing and a miss. 2 down. Ron Coomer, why is it an 87-mile-per-hour fastball is consistently being fouled over the Twins dugout by a right-handed batter?
Well, it's called the scouting report that the Toronto Blue Jays had, and everybody has, and you see Albers hitting his spot on the inside part of the plate, and you guys talked about that early. DeRosa with a couple of blue pits, but all of these pitches are in and in off the plate or on the corner, and he's hitting his spot. And what's happened is when you see the scouting report on Albers, you know, it's the slow breaking ball that jumps out at you off the report at 65, and it's the very good changeup that he has, but all of that is set up by being able to hit your spot with your fastball, and lefty pitcher on righty, particularly the fastball inside.
Hey, Ron, I'm going to throw some names at you. Tom Glavine, Jamie Moyer, Charlie Leibrandt, Jimmy Key, former a Blue Jay. All kind of like Albers, weren't they?
Without question, and I think that's a great, you know, if you're Albers and you're looking for guys to mimic or what kind of style, every one of those guys, Bert, had very good command of their fastball. None of them threw over 86, 87 miles an hour, but they had a good changeup and a good slow breaking ball.
And they hit their spots.
Yeah, you hit your spots and you pitch under the hitting speed is just as big a deal as pitching over the hitting speed.
Fouled away, 2-2.
Well said right there. remember Albers had that Tommy John surgery in 2009 and then was let go by the San Diego Padres. Ended up playing independent ball in Quebec and then, you know, signed by the Twins. So Twins saw something in him.
And Lind waiting for that slow breaking ball. It was hanging right there at the letters, and he whacked it pretty good foul.
Well, this is again adding and subtracting. We can't say enough of that. That big breaking ball, Lind way out front, had only one thing to do since the barrel of the bat was so far out front, and that's hit it foul.
Yeah, you see that curveball go up, and you're like, I got this one. You're kind of waiting for it all day, and you get it, and you're just so far out in front of it, you just hook it foul.
Now, do you go back with another breaking ball, or do you try to something hard in? And you left that out over the plate. You have to get it in there. Don't want to make a mistake right here in a 0-0 ball game, especially to a guy like Lind. Might have missed his pitch right there.
The next pitch will be the 90th for Albers as he tries to wrap up the 6th inning. Got him. Something at 80. Looked like it curved a little bit. Strike out a pair of them in the 6th. And Albers sets the Jays down 1-2-3. Six shutout innings here this afternoon. And right after Pedro Florimon gets a bunt single here, we'll see if the Twins can give him a little run support.
You know what I like about Albers sitting right there? Who's sitting right to his left is the catcher, Herman. So many times you see the pitcher going to the end of the dugout and the catcher's down with everybody else. But
not a bunt single, but a sharp base hit. Florimon rounds first. Now a collision in center, and Florimon will take second. Davis and Sierra collided in right center field, and Florimon, watching the play, took an extra base.
That's probably a play that Davis would have a better chance of getting, but we have seen Sierra kind of run all over the field, not to get good jumps on certain balls, but here Florimon going down to hit that line drive, and you see Davis going to get in front of that ball, but Sierra kind of cuts in front of him, and that creates that ball to that little happen right there that allows Florimon to get into second. It'll be a double for Florimon, his 16th double of the year.
They're giving him a double? Okay. And Presley likely will be asked to bunt here. He's bounced to third and walked so far. His job here is to get Florimon to third base by any means necessary.
Bunt it to third if he's asked to bunt.
Strike called. And Sebia Bluffs will throw to second.
Yeah, DeRosa's going to come charging in from first base, and what you want is Lowry, the third baseman, to field this ball, and that opens up the possibility of Florimon just kind of walking over to third.
Florimon obviously runs well, so I don't think the Jays would be interested in trying to get in the foot race with Reyes or Florimon racing to third base.
No, the big key with that is there's no force out.
Right.
So if you have the wheel play, it's a great play to have, but you need to have a force out with a tag play at third. The wheel play, too much movement.
One strike to Presley.
Presley does not have a sacrifice yet, either for the Twins or with the Pirates when he was up with the Pirates.
Takes up high, 1-1. No sign of a bunt.
No, did not show bunt there.
Got the first baseman DeRosa pinching the first base corner a little bit. Goins, the second baseman, playing short by a few steps. Even a ground ball to the right side might not be a sure thing. Florimon gets to third base. Instead, a grounder left side and through. Florimon to third. They're going to hold him. Florimon held at third. First and third. Nobody out.
As a third base coach, you see where the outfielders are, and Pilar was not playing a deep left field. And Presley slapping that ball the other way. Florimon has to pick up that third baseman. You see Pilar comes in, and Joe Barbara holds him up right there.
And now Herman with a fly ball to center and a ground ball to second.
Great opportunity for the Twins here to put some runs on the board.
Herman with 125 at bats, 17 runs batted in.
And about half of those have been big runs batted in.
This would be a big one. Bouncer to second. Florimon's going to come home, and he is going to be out at second, or out at the plate. A long throw from DeRosa.
Yeah, Goins right there. He was not playing a deep second base, as you mentioned. Even with Presley up, he was about in the middle of the infield, and the ball hit sharply. And Goins has two choices right here. You can see where he's playing: turn the double play or go home. And he went home, made a perfect throw to Aaron Sebia, who had to apply the tag of Florimon for the first out. So a heads-up play by Goins to get the possible go-ahead run.
The Twins will need a hit from Dozier. Herman fails to bring in the runner from third with nobody out. Dozier with a bouncer to third and a foul out to third. Off the plate, ball one.
This would be a good time for Dozier, with Rogers throwing a lot of sliders here as of late, to try to shoot that ball in the hole between DeRosa and the second base bag.
There's a drive to left center field, hit well. Davis with the catch, and tagging and going to third is Presley, and Herman stays at first. Ball hung in the air, thought it had a chance to get to the wall. Two down, runners at first and third for Arcia. And Arcia is 0 for 2.
That was a very heads-up play by Goins to get Florimon at home plate. Now it's up to Rogers to try to get the final out here of Arcia.
And a roller to short. Reyes will fire across, and that ends the inning. A double and a single, and no runs across for the Twins. girl, Angie.
Thanks, Dick. Well, in today's pregame show, we feature the Twins' farewell to the Metrodome. And as we continue to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Twins baseball being on our air, we want to know what you have enjoyed the most about outdoor baseball these last 4 seasons at Target Field. Tweet us using the hashtag TwinsOutdoors, and be sure to stay tuned for Twins Live postgame. We'll be showing some of your tweets on air. Dick and Bert, I think one of my favorite things is just being outside in the elements.
Angie, I couldn't agree more. We've had a pretty good summer weather-wise after a rough start. And it is a joy to come here and watch outdoor baseball. The food's pretty good here, too. Andrew Albers out there to start the 7th inning. I felt like we're game show hosts here or something, or in between the panels here. We had a special guest. Wilkin Ramirez came up to
say hello.
Strike on the outside corner to Mark DeRosa. Then Moises Sierra and J.P. Arancibia. Roller to short. Florimon to Colabello, 1 away. A very successful, a rather remarkable season comes to an end for Gene Glenn and the Rochester Red Wings. They lose in the final game of that 5-game series 3-0 to Pawtucket. What that means for the Twins at the big league level is fresh troops will be arriving. Gene Glenn himself, the manager of that team, will be added as a coach. And then the names we would imagine will come along with him: Eduardo Escobar, Chris Parmalee, Scott Diamond. And then we'll have to wait and see. Sierra with a big swing and a foul.
I mean, that ball was about neck high. Watch Sierra right here. He's bound and determined to swing at that first pitch. And ball came running in on him. He fouled it off.
Busted bat and a one-hopper to Dozier. Is it 3 pitches, 2 outs already here in the 7th?
He has pitched outstanding.
Famed car customizer Ryan Friedlinghouse and his crew at West Coast Customs do what no one else in the world can do. Taking common, ordinary vehicles, Ford Mavericks, things like that. Taking them from ordinary to extraordinary in West Coast Customs. Each episode brings viewers inside one of the most dynamic car shops in the world. A new episode coming up tomorrow. Here's Arancibia. Strike 1. Didn't you tell me once that you had a purple
Challenger,
Dodge Challenger when you, with your big signing bonus?
My big signing bonus of $15,000. I gave half to my parents, and the other half I bought myself a purple Challenger.
Well, I bet you this guy at West Coast Customs would love to work on a purple Dodge Challenger.
I'd like to know where it is right now. I think we talked about that before. What your first car was? Mine was a '56 Mercury.
Yeah.
A tank.
Yeah.
Did my paper out in it.
I had a '62 Chevy Bel Air, and I was always envious of a friend of mine who had a Rambler with the push-button transmission. There's a high fly to right, and Thomas.
Another good inning. 10 straight outs.
7 pitches is all it took to get through the 7th inning.
5 strikeouts for Albers in a ballgame. That's the most he's had in his now 7 starts at the major league level. He had some good defense behind him. A big turn of a double play to end the 5th inning. Twins had an opportunity. Runners at first and third, nobody out. But Goins making a good play at home to get Florimon. And then the Twins unable to score.
Like Albers done for the day. A nice bounce back start for him after a short, disappointing start. Now what? He's 7 shutout innings?
Well, 7 shutout innings, 97 pitches. I'm sorry. I know the game has changed, but God, he's retired 8 in a row. He's on a good groove, but I guess he's done. That's not right, but that's the way it is.
Scott Baker signed a free agent deal with the Cubs, and he finally got to the big leagues. 5 innings. And a nice job for Baker. His first major league performance since Tommy John surgery almost a year and a half ago.
Well, Baker, I'm sure, glad to be back out on that mound.
Now the Twins will try to put together a rally again in the 7th.
Hopefully they can score a run here and give Albers, when he does leave now, with a lead. But Rogers has been tough. 67 pitches, 45 for strikes. And he worked out of that situation last inning.
Herman, Dozier, and Arcia couldn't drive in the first run of the game. Doman will lead things off in the 7th. Gary Burton warming up. Doman, a couple of ground balls, one of them back to Rogers his last time up. Outside ball 1. Now here's a situation I referenced before. It was the 4th inning. It was 2 outs, and I wasn't suggesting it there. Doman's got a leadoff single here. If he can just push it on the ground in a bunt attempt, takes a strike 1-1. We saw him in spring training when teams would shift and try to do it, and I think once or twice in the regular season.
Yeah, this would be the time to do it. Just lay that ball down the third baseline. Especially in a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Three and 1, a bunt or a walk would get him aboard just as easily. This, I would think, a very dangerous pitch to a powerful hitter. 3-1 to Ryan Doman.
Well, again, Rogers has allowed 18 home runs on the year.
Left center, deep, chased by Davis, but he's there for the catch on the edge of the track, 1 away. Blue full bat. What did you think of the Minnesota performance against New Mexico State yesterday? Tyler Mason hands out his grades for the Gophers at FoxSportsNorth.com. And now Plouffe. Fan here watching the Twins.
Plouffe got the first hit for the Twins, 1 of 3 that they've been able to get so far against Rogers.
Breaking ball taken low. It was a breaking ball that locked up Trevor in the 5th for a called 3rd strike. Right at Reyes. 2 down. That'll bring up Colabello. The video game that puts you in the owner's suite is now available free on iPhone and iPad. You can build your ballpark, make the decisions to guide your team to the World Series. Download MLB Ballpark Empire free today. Data and usage rates may apply. 2 down. Here's Colabello.
Need a long ball right here.
Colabello's last home run coming earlier in this series, hammering one to the bullpen area in left center field. Slider swung through it, 1 strike.
Yeah, that coming here Friday night against R.A. Dickey. Longest outing of the year for Rogers, 7 innings.
1-1.
That coming in late July against the Dodgers.
Half swing, strike 2.
Come on, here we go.
77 pitches for Ismael Rogers.
Very high. 2-2.
Again, 78 pitches because why? Look at the most pitches he's needed. That was in the 5th inning at 14 pitches. Even in the 6th when he ran into trouble, that single, double, threw only 9 pitches.
Two and 2 to the Twins' first baseman. Hanging breaking ball, and he fouled it away. Labella would like another look at one like that. I think Rogers got away with one there. Checked his swing. It's 3-2. If Colabello can prolong the inning, Thomas would hit next. Another breaking pitch left up. Chop to Lowry, and that ends it. A 1-2-3 7th for Rogers. On to the 8th. Still no score.
But he is.
Sanford Health Injury Report. Bryce Harper, who we did not see when we were out in D.C. Looks like his season might be done. More left hip issues for Harper. The national season really going anyplace, so it looks like he might be done for the season. Washington 3 games above the 500 mark with 13 games behind the Braves.
That's why I think you have to look at that Washington National Ball Club, what they went through last year by shutting down Strasburg, you know, like you're going to go to the playoffs year after year. Well, it doesn't happen that way. Well, Jared Burton coming in. I disagree with the move, but Jared Burton coming in, making his 65th relief appearance. He last worked on Tuesday in Houston. in that 12-inning 9-6 win over the Astros. One shutout inning.
One of the factors here, though, is that Burton, after the off day last week, has not pitched in a game. And you talked about it before. You've got 13 pitchers, and you do need the relief pitchers to. The biggest concern has been overuse, but you can't have guys like Burton and Perkins sitting down 5 days in a row either and expect them to be sharp when they do come in. If you were able to get down to 12 relief pitchers, then you'd be one person less than 13, obviously, one person less to be concerned about.
Well, again, I think the Twins have done a good job of keeping guys sharp out in that bullpen. Now, some of them have been too sharp because of lack of innings by the starters, but Burton's job right here is put a 0 on the board. Same thing Albers was able to do the first 7 innings.
Goins, Pilar, and Reyes in the Toronto 8th. Goins with a single his last time up. Up and away, 1-1.
Burton with a fastball, slider, and a very good changeup.
Fouled away, and it's 1-2.
Burton in his second season with the Twins. Originally signed by the Oakland A's back in 2002. Came up with the Reds in 2007.
Talking last night about how the relief staff from this year projecting forward. I think the Twins would feel comfortable with having a lot of the guys back. Burton is under contract for next year. Some of the others, of course, are not.
He signed a 2-year contract over the winter with an option for 2015.
Line drive to right field. Goins is aboard with a base hit. The leadoff hit here in the 8th inning. Down to Target Field for the game on Wednesday. Pay a visit to the Twins Wives Organization kiosk behind home plate on the main concourse, and you'll find all kinds of unique merchandise for sale to help Twin Cities charities, from cookbooks to koozies, something for every Twins fan, and you'll be helping people in need. Get tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com/tickets.
Let's see if Pilar is asked to bunt here.
He was not asked to do so in the 5th. Loof in on the grass here in the 8th. There's a good bunt. And Colabello will flip to first, and Goins goes to second. One down, and that'll bring up Reyes.
Yeah, good bunt right there by Pilar, doing what he's asked to do, and that's to lay down the ball and advance the runner. Pilar with his second sacrifice. Colabello coming in, and then underhanding it to Dozier, who's covering first.
And now Reyes. Reyes 1 for 3, hit into a double play his last time up.
Reyes hitting as a left-handed hitter for the first time, hitting .298 as a left-handed hitter.
Breaking ball wraps over for strike 1.
It'll be Floremont's responsibility to keep Goins close to second. Burton with that high leg kick when he delivers home.
Swing and a miss. Big swing at that. 0-2.
Good fastball on 91.
Needing a strikeout here. If he
and get him to chase the changeup.
Well, Burton been able to get strikeouts, 56 strikeouts in 60 1/3 innings pitched.
Changeup down and away, and Reyes tapped it foul, protecting the plate. Blue Jays had a threat in the third, first and third, 1 out. Numbers pitched out of that. They haven't had a runner at second base since. Driven to right center field. And it'll put the Jays up 1-0. Reyes cracks a double to right center. Golan scores. The first run of the game coming here in the 8th inning.
Well, Reyes with his third double in this series. He had a couple doubles in last night's ball game. Got a pitch up and hit it over the head of Thomas for an RBI double, driving in his 33rd run. You see the fastball up. And Golan scores the first run of the ball game.
Now Rajai Davis. Davis showing bunt, taking ball 1. One and 0 to Toronto center fielder.
Well, when Goas was on second base, it was Floremont's responsibility. Now with Davis a right-handed hitter, it's Dozier's responsibility to keep the speedy Reyes close to second. There he goes.
No Herman's throw right on the bag and nearly got him. Perfect throw by Herman.
Great throw by Herman, but again that high leg kick of Burton gets a stolen base. Now that's 14 stolen bases against Burton in 16 attempts. See the high leg kick that allows Reyes a couple good jumps, and even though it's a perfect throw, Reyes diving head first. Safe at third.
Infield in now. 2-0 to Davis. Popped up short center. Infield was in, so Thomas, it's Presley who's got it. Dozier drops the ball and a run scores. Thomas came in from right. Presley came in from center. A very tough play for Dozier because of where he was at.
It's got to be one of the outfielders catching that ball right there. With the infield in, Dozier had to go back. And you're hoping that one of the outfielders can take charge right here. This ball pops straight up. Dozier goes back. And he's waiting to be called off right here. And Thomas kind of gave way right there. Dozier, great effort, hit the heel of his glove and then bounced out.
A base hit, a 2-0 lead now. They pitch out. Herman's throw. Perfect.
Right,
perfect throw by Herman for out number 2. Davis took off. You know, the stolen base statistic on Burton is telling. 64 stolen bases allowed by the Twins all season long, as the Blue Jays tried for another one.
Yeah, the pitch out perfectly executed by the Twins.
But that's remarkable. The Twins have given up just 64 stolen bases on the season, and 14 of them have occurred when their 8th inning pitcher has been on the mound.
Well, you look at that right there. It looked like Davis got his hand on the bag, but called out at second base. And Davis, you know, I mean, 40 stolen bases. That's only the 5th time he was caught. And it took a perfect throw to get him.
2-0 to Lowry. Florimone to his left has it. That ends the inning. The Blue Jays get 3 hits in the game's first 2 runs.
Nothing. Stay with us directly after the Game 4 Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll break down a brilliant start by Andrew Elbers, who was spot on against his nation's team. We'll also talk about some missed opportunities for the Twins. We'll take you inside the clubhouse and hear from Ron Gardenhire, Dick, and Bert. Twins gave up 2 in the top of the 8th. We'll see if we can get those back here in the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Let's hope they can.
Thomas 0 for 2, takes ball 1. And a ball 2.
Well, Rogers out there to start his 8th inning of work. 7 shutout innings, only 3 hits allowed, a couple singles and a double that he's given up to the Twins.
Swing the foul, 2-1. Thomas, Florimone, Presley here in the Twins' 8th. Rajay Davis moving to left, opening up center field for Anthony Goes. 3-1.
Rogers has a walked 1. He has 3 strikeouts in the ball game.
Foul back. 3-2.
Well, for Rogers again, this is his 17th start, his 41st appearance, and his 39th major league start. His longest outing came when he was with the Colorado Rockies against the Pittsburgh Pirates. 7 1/3 innings.
Hard to center field. This ball's got not enough carry. It goes over. The second or third one hit out there that's fooled me today.
Well, remember last night how many balls were hit like that, and they just kept carrying. Tonight they're not going as far.
I think I've been fooled a few times here. 1 down. CenturyLink linked to what's next. Now, on the pocket schedules, refrigerator schedules, whatever. It's an open date, but remember we had some snow, cold, sleet, whatever back in April when the Angels were here. Makeup game tomorrow, and we will be televising it tomorrow. Pregame at 5:30. Game time 6 o'clock. Jared Weaver against Pedro Hernandez. 1-0 to Florimone. 2-0.
Well, Weaver's always been tough on the Twins. Of course, he no-hit the Twins, but Angels not having the year that they were hoping. They're 14.5 games behind the Oakland A's in 3rd place in that Western Division.
3-0 to Florimone with activity in the Toronto bullpen. And the Angels are playing a little bit better baseball, though.
Quick trip to the mound by the catcher.
Extremely quick.
That's why we call it the quick trip to the mound.
3-0 to Florimone. And now a strike. Alex Presley will hit next.
Yeah, the Angels are coming here, and then from here they fly to Toronto for a series there.
3-2. Foul tip. Aaron Sebia hangs on 2 down.
He's kind of reared back and picked up his 4th strikeout, his first swinging strikeout.
John Gibbons is going to pull the plug on Rogers here with 2 outs in the 8th.
Longest outing in his career. Rogers outstanding here this afternoon. 7 2/3 innings, allowed only 3 hits. And he will lead with a 2-0 lead.
In our AT&T Twitter poll, your favorite AL power hitter to watch. Again, Chris Davis. Not sure why that is, but he's led the voting all the way through the weekend.
Probably because he's just come out of nowhere. I mean, he's helped that Baltimore Oriole ball club, get off to a great start, even though they find themselves in 3rd place, 9.5 games behind the Boston Red Sox, still in that wild card race. There's Jose Bautista. His season is done.
Encarnacion not playing today. The Twins hoping that Presley can deliver a hit here.
Well, Brett Cecil coming out of that bullpen. He relieved R.A. Dickey here in the 7th inning on Friday night. Faced 2 batters, retired both of them. And only 6 pitches, making his 59th relief appearance.
At the belt, to strike 1-1. Presley with another hit. Couple last night, couple more this afternoon. And now Herman comes to the plate. He got halfway to the plate before he was summoned back to the dugout, and Josmiel Pinto is going to hit for Herman here in the 8th inning.
Good piece of hitting right there by Presley. Ball left up, didn't try to pull it, just went with it. He's got half the Twins' hits.
And John Gibbons is going to make a move here, bring in Santos with the right-handed hitter pinch hitting.
You see the breaking ball left out over the plate, and Presley just dropping a barrel on the bat gets his 2nd hit.
And Cecil will leave. Santos will come in to face Pinto.
Whole field. He's had a great offensive year at 3 different levels.
Yeah, started the season in New Britain, Double-A, hit .308, then called up to Rochester, hit .314, and now with the Twins, 10 hits and 18 at-bats with a home run. He's driven in 3 in the 5 games he's been in, and he's 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Pinch hitting for Chris Herman here in the 8th inning, and he'll be facing Sergio Santos. He came in yesterday's ballgame in the 7th inning, faced one batter, Josh Willingham, and struck him out on 4 pitches.
Half swing, but a strike. Herman had gone 0 for 3. One strike to Pinto.
Santos started the season on a disabled list, recovering from right shoulder surgery, then had some bone chips removed in May, just activated the 1st of August.
Another half swing. No swing this time, 1-1. One and one to Josmiel Pinto. Inside with a fastball, 2-1.
And that's where Aaron Sevilla was setting up, inside.
Last time the Twins had a catcher who jumped into the big leagues and started hitting right away, you probably have to go back to Jose Morales. Remember him? He got 3 hits in his major league debut and then hurt his ankle sliding into second base, and spent some time on the disabled list because of it. Fouled back, and it's 2-2. Morales wasn't considered to be a full-time catcher as Pinto is. They say his aptitude is pretty good. He is learning, is open to learning, absorbing, and he's improved immensely as a catcher, and then obviously, as we've shown you, as a hitter. 2-2. Left center field. Caught by Davis. A hit. Man left the board to the ninth. Twins down 2-0. Jays. He got a couple runs in the 8th inning. Andrew Albers with a great start. Aaron Burton giving up a couple of runs, the only runs of the game, and now Glenn Perkins will pitch to the Jays in the ninth.
Yeah, Perkins making his 55th relief appearance. 54 2/3 innings. He has 68 strikeouts. Only 12 walks. Put a 0 on the board. Hopefully the Twins can score a couple, if not 2 or 3 in the bottom of the ninth inning. Very good 2.63 ERA for Perkins.
Pinto stays in the game behind the plate. Vikings lost their season opener 34-24 to the Lions. Pawtucket beat Rochester 3-0. So the Twins minor league season is done. And the Twins by tomorrow night's game with the Angels should have a few more players here available to them. Lind takes up an away ball 1. Lind, DeRosa, and Sierra in the ninth. Yankees beat the Red Sox 4-3. White Sox trying to win the final game of their series with the Orioles. They're leading 4-1 top of the ninth. Kansas City leading Detroit 5-2 top of the ninth. Interesting score in St. Louis. 9-0 Cardinals over the Pirates, who have gotten to the 81 win mark, the 500 mark, but having a tough time clinching a winning season. Popped straight up in the air. Pinto back, but it's spinning out of play. One and 2 to Lind. Foul back again. Cleveland and the Mets 1-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning at Progressive Field. Driven foul.
Lynn trying to catch up to that 95, 96 mile an hour fastball, but fouling a lot of pitches off.
Another 1-2. And a piece of Pinto. Pinto doing what Tony Pena, Manny Sanguillen did it too, right? Extending that right leg. Only did it after he made contact. The ball made contact with it.
Remember Benito Santiago did that.
Herman out of the game. Pinto in. 1 and 2. Strike him out. 1 away. Well, we trust in the baseball fans up in Saskatchewan, sports fans. We're watching Andrew Albers pitch, but in the first quarter, Winnipeg leading the Rough Riders 7-3. So Canadian Football League on a Sunday afternoon. There's something else to watch other than football if you choose to up there.
Still plenty of time left.
Down the right field line, foul, 1 strike. DeRosa with a pair of bloop hits. When you're hitting in the low 200, you'll take all of those 200s. You'll take all of those you can get. 1-1. Fastball up high. Twins with 61 wins, and Perkins has saved more than half of them. Swing and a miss. 2 and 2. 32 saves for Perkins. His first full year as a closer.
He's done a good job. 32 saves and 36 save opportunities.
Foul back. 2 and 2.
And he, like Jared Burton, you mentioned, you want to keep these guys fresh a little bit. His last outing came on Tuesday in Houston, where he ended up getting a blown save, even though the Twins came back and won that ball game 9-6 in 12 innings. Barnes hit that 3-run home run off of Perkins.
Full count now to DeRosa. Sierra on deck. And a walk puts him aboard with 1 out in the ninth.
Yeah, a rare walk for Perkins, only his 13th walk in 55 innings pitched. And the first walk of the ball game to the Blue Jays.
Perkins gave up the 3-run opposite field home run in his last outing in Houston. Check swing and a foul. Strike. The Twins ended up winning the game in extra innings. One strike. And now a ball. For Perkins, just his 4th missed save opportunity. Snap bat and a bouncer to short.
Take that.
Out there, and that's all they'll get. Ouch. Awful sound again. 2 down. We'll bring up Aaron Sebia.
Well, Perkins has that good fastball, worked middle into Sierra. And didn't hear the sound, but it's a great sound. Yeah, it's a fielder's choice.
Oh. Aaron Sebia 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to right. Overpowered him with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
For 3 with a couple strikeouts. 2 of the 5 strikeouts that Elbers was able to get in the ball game.
Up high. Kansas City beat Detroit 5-2. Bruce Chen baffled the Tigers, beating Doug Fister. Foul back 1 and 2.
Perkins has 2 strikeout pitches. That good fastball, he'll overpower some hitters, and then that hard slider down and in.
Runner goes, and the pitch popped up. And Pinto squeezes it. Good inning for Perkins. A walk. No damage done. It's 2-0 going to the bottom of the ninth. very nice outing here today.
An outstanding 7 shutout innings for Albers. Left the ball game in the 8th inning. 97 pitches. Twins had their opportunities. Runners at first and third, and Florimon got thrown out right there, and then a couple runs scored by the Blue Jays. It was Reyes who knocked in the first run, the go-ahead run right now, with that RBI double. Followed by Davis's base hit, scored Reyes for a 2-0 Blue Jay lead.
Brian Dozier, Oswaldo Arcia, and Ryan Dozier, the 3, 4, and 5 batters will try to get something mounted here in the bottom of the 9th against Jansen.
Well, Casey Jansen coming in. He picked up his 28th save of the year against the Twins here on Friday night.
Twins closed with a rush Friday night, got to within 1, couldn't get over the top. Strike 1 to Dozier.
Yeah, Pinto hit a home run off of him, the first batter he faced, and then able to shut the door. And the Blue Jays beat the Twins Friday night here 6-5.
Slow breaking ball over for strike 2. Backing out of play.
Plus to Dan Gladden. Nope. He's right at him. He wouldn't have caught it anyway, but
he's had 2 chances and nothing's found the middle of the glove yet.
Nope.
2 strikes to Dozier. Right on the outside corner.
Nasty pitch.
Called a strike most of this day by Rayburn. And Jansen singed the corner for a strikeout to start the
night. That's pitcher's pitch right here. Dozier doesn't like it, but let's take a look at where this pitch is. Wow, right on the corner. See a little piece?
It was outside.
Oh, no, it was not. That's the black of the plate.
There is no black of the plate.
Yes, there is. I'll have to take you down there one day and show you. Clean plate, the whole plate. There is a black strip all the way around the plate.
That's fine, but that's not part of the strike zone.
Yes, it is.
Base hit to right by Arcia.
Was to me.
Arcia with a single. Now the Twins need a blast from Doman. To avoid being swept for the 7th time in a 3-game series.
Yeah, they don't want to get shut out either. They've been shut out 10 times this year. It was Doman who struck out against Jansen to end Friday night's ball game, and then Presley was thrown out at second.
Popped up short center. Goes coming in. And goes. Makes contact with Goins. But makes the catch out number 2.
Yeah, Goins went out there, and it's a center fielder's call right there, and he finally tells Goins, get out of the way. I've got it. Goes right there.
Kind of what Dozier was hoping would happen a couple innings ago when the Blue Jays got their 2 runs. 2 down. Last hope will be Trevor Plouffe.
All right, Trevor, how about a home run here?
1 for 3, a single up the middle his first time up, since then a strikeout and a ground out. Strike on the outside corner. Foul, 2 strikes. Twins are down to their last strike.
Jansen has given up 3 home runs, one of them to Pinto here the other night. Plouffe with 14 home runs, 6 2-run home runs.
Arcia goes called, 3rd strike, and the game ends. And the Twins have now lost 10 games in a row at home.
Well, Jensen picks up his 29th save. Rogers, a career-high 7 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Another good pitch down and away.
Tom Hanneman, the Twins need to figure out how to win at home before this 10-game homestand gets too deep.
Dick, a franchise record for futility, 10 consecutive losses at home. Longest home losing streak in their history. We'll break it all down coming up next on Twins Live.